They transition from mountains to not Jennifer Connelly's mountains. Sinclair considerately makes sure that his bed sheets match Jennifer Connelly's dress, so that when the date rape lawsuit is filed, he can claim that he was just humping his sheets, and he didn't even notice her there. This is going to be the most romantic date rape ever. His face gives me gas, the kind that smells menstrual, that could burn a nun's habit to a yarmulke. Captain Ass Slimer goes to his closet and offers her something more whorish, comfortable? To wear. I'm more worried about why he has women's clothes in his closet. My God, I'm sexy. You can't scrape the shame of overacting off your teeth, Dalton. Stop trying, homie. Holy shit, he has a painting of Lothar on his wall. That's badass. It's like Lucas says, when all else fails, blame the Nazis. The first rule of Project Backpack is you do not talk about Project Backpack, sir! They cut from date rape Nazi exposition to this little girl who's ugly, and that pisses off the Rocketeer.
Cliff, what's happening? What are they doing to Jenny?
Quiet, Patsy, I gotta think.
Meanwhile, in the magically delicious world of Nazi Germany antics, blowing up the Rocketeer creator Dave Stevens was funny until I realized that he just recently died. Actually, I guess the irony's still kind of funny, but... This is the scene in the movie where the Indiana Jones maps with arrows of exposition take over. Mark Dindal, the animator for this piece of Disney magic, went on to direct The Emperor's New Groove and Chicken Little, who I always suspected to be on the blacklist. This is the part of the story where the narrative kicks in. They want to swap Jenny for the Rocket, then Kate for Jack, then Michael for Hurley, and then Locke for... Actually, nobody wants Locke. All I can think about is how perfect his teeth are. What an asshole. Hey kids, the moral of today's pulp adventure is...
I may not make an honest buck, but I'm 100% American. And I don't work for no two-bit Nazi.
All this leads to a Tony Scott ending, without the blood, where the Nazis, Mafia, G-Men, and heroes blank it out. I say blank it out because if they shot it out, there'd be blood. Americana ensues, followed by more legitimately good iconography, actually. It almost convinces me that Campbell is an actual hero. Sinclair decides to make his escape on a Zeppelin, presumably not because they're fast. Inside, the Nazi version of the Judge from Roger Rabbit shows up, for no reason, out of fucking nowhere.
When I kill your brother, I talk!
Disney invented their version of the unsteady cam to make this scene seem affected by the Zeppelin engines. Transferring terribly to home video, it was strangely enough removed. That's why on the DVD transfer all this footage looks blurry. Meanwhile, on top of the Zeppelin, Lothar attempts to Rocketeer our hero a new asshole, and fails. Once inside, our hero decides to cave to cleavage and gives Nazi Neville the rocket. This is interrupted by... Lothar love boot backpack. And Sinclair uses Campbell's beautiful ass like a DDR pad under a fat kid. No! Not the sexy floppy hair. You fuck it, Nazis. Dalton attempts to escape, but instead gets blue screened into this explosion. Believe it or not, Nazi exploding isn't the real reason for the downsizing of the Hollywood land sign. In reality, it was too expensive to maintain for the city of Los Angeles. The Zeppelin takes about 60 seconds to explode. The Hindenburg took 6. Of course, that was from the outside in, but whatever. Oh, the humanity of inaccuracy. The Zeppelin explosion cost $400,000. There was a 12-foot model against backdrops intercut with actors on a platform. The explodey one was 35 feet long. Dick Dova, one of the effects artists, was at the Hindenburg when it blew up. His father was inside of it when it went up and was filming. When he realized it was on fire, he threw his camera out the window and then jumped after it. His father survived, but still. When you ask the other guy who wasn't traumatized by this at 5 years old to do the special effects? Oh no, what are they gonna do? Do you really want the guy known for being on a plane crash on a weird island to fly you to safety? Just smells like a bad idea.
Let's get out of here!
Almost director William Deere's preferred ending was to take place on a submarine, which essentially would have stripped our hero of his powers and forced him to be a hero without help. which would have made for a better character arc, but apparently that's not important. Why, he's not crazy or naked at all. He's kind of an alright guy. He gave me gum. Yeah, he gave you a plane and some gum. How romantic. Shed a Rocketeer about it. A Rocketeer attraction and sequel were both smashed by a certain metal bastard, which opened 2 weeks later. Instead, all we got was a shitty Nintendo game, where if you flew for too long, you had to go get alcohol to be able to fly again. It pretty much made you walk around like an 8-bit loser, and whenever something interesting happened, it cut to a pixelated version of the scenes from the movie, and then brought you right back to Walkie Town. My favorite 8-bit reenactment is when Campbell's ass discovers the sparkling cocket. Really, Nintendo? Fucking really? You may think to yourself, where can I get a badass Nazi jetpack? I know I do. The answer is in Disney's Dusty Storage Unit, right next to Captain EO's sidekick Fuzzball and a good DVD sequel to The Little Mermaid, entitled, I Got Your Crabs Right Here, Sebastian. How fucking depressing is that? It looks so lonely. I just want to cuddle with it.
Wonder where she is bound.
That's it. Those are all the facts I can find. Fucking put out a DVD with some shit on it. Thanks, Disney.